Our team is Grace, Amy, and Bethany, and we are doing a project for Thermo Fisher Scientific. Who is Thermo Fisher? Well, they're a company that makes medical machines. And what do they want? They want a VR simulation advertisement so that in the purpose of selling machines. We needed to designate our roles. And so what we decided was Grace would handle the menus and UI. I would handle the manipulator and blueprint, tablet, and cart. And Bethany would handle the incubator, the tablet, and the cart. Let's talk about our process. We needed to come up with a game flow, so we researched YouTube videos on demonstrations on the manipulator, and we organized our research on Miro board, and we planned out our steps, and then we used those steps to create an animatic of the game flow. We also planned out our gray box using that research, and we took it to our client and they gave us feedback, and then we took that feedback and made some revisions, and this is what we came up with. The machine that I'm working on is called the Nook Automatic Cell Factory Manipulator. The components include tubing, buttons, a pump, and the cell factories. In our simulation, we need to be able to attach and detach mechanics like the caps, the hoses, and the clamps. I am doing this by using attach component to component node to achieve this. This is the animation button interaction. I'm using an animation state machine, and those animation states are being activated by interactive buttons on the manipulator. Each button will activate a different animation. This is the tube clamp animation interaction input. Basically, when my controller is inside the collision box, it will activate the animation state on the animation state machine, and it will open and close the clamps. Another important component of our game is the cart and cell factories. The components include the cell factories themselves, the caps, the latch, and the wheels. In our simulation, we need to be able to place the cart onto the manipulator. I am achieving this by using the set visibility node. Basically, it toggles on and off the visibility whenever the actor enters the collision box. This is the tube connect mechanic. In our simulation, we need to be able to attach and detach the hose from the cart. And so I'm using this by using the attach actor to actor node, as well as the detach from actor node. This is the cell factory placement mechanic. We need to be able to place our cell factories onto the cart, and it has an animation that allows you to just slide it in smoothly. That is being animated on a timeline interpolation and lerp. This is the cart and safety latch mechanic. This allows us to close the latches. It's got real-time interactability. Once you have the latch closes, you're able to move the cart. and here is moving the cart back and forth using a spline and using the find location closest to rural location node. It is also switching back and forth from the spline on the incubator and the spline on the manipulator. The other major component of our simulation is the Nook Cell Factory Incubator. My team member is in charge of this machine. Its components include the buttons, the door, and the cell factories. She has created a door that is interactive and you can open and close. She created button interaction. This is a widget on the on the incubator, and it lowers and raises the temperature. Here are some of her blueprints. Another important component of our simulation is the tablet. My team member has built a blueprint that allows us to toggle on and off the iPad. This iPad tablet's purpose is to give directions to our user so they know what step they are on. Depending on what step they are on, this widget that I built will communicate to the other blueprints what is currently active and what is inactive, so it can create better flow. This is the menus and UI and measurements. This is what my team member Grace is in charge of. She has created some UI designs for us to go to back to our clients and ask what they would prefer. She created a widget where we could see what it would look like if we were to add some interactability with the buttons. She got the measurements and for all of the meshes in our simulation. She got all the measurements for all our machines so that when we start modeling them, we'll get the correct measurements. And that is all for our presentation. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it. My presentation's tomorrow and I was just practicing. And I am not presenting my team members' parts, so that's why I was a little slower because I was just kind of winging it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.